Hi, Nick Galbraith here, and today I'm going to be discussing my design prototype for the Student Innovation Project, currently known as RealDmg. RealDmg is a system being designed to actively display realistic battle damage to a character and their accessories for use in a multiplayer game. Today I'm kind of going to briefly touch on how I'm proposing to create the artifacts for this, as well as how they'll affect the gameplay by using some simple simulations. So let's begin with the art process. What I have here is a body that I created in 3ds Max to help me display kind of how the art's going to go. So what I want to do is take I'm going to be using the leg here as my focal point. So when a character is damaged, I basically want it to happen like this. I want to have this right here. Let's say this part's being damaged. That's going to disappear, and there's going to have a blood animation, or depending on the clothing and armor, whatever is in that location, it may be dust particles or whatever. That's going to disappear, and it's going to be replaced by a damage art, and that damage art is going to vary based on what weapon is being used. And right here, as you can see, this is a knife wound. And so if the character ends up being hit more than one time in the same location or in a very nearby location, then that damage is going to increase up to a maximum of 3 times. And this is just kind of how I chose to display that. As you can see, the wound gets larger and larger and larger. Also, another way that this would display in a larger wound as opposed to a smaller wound would be that for instance, if a 9mm was used versus a 45 caliber pistol, obviously the damage is going to be greater for the 45, so it's going to kind of jump to the higher damage model than it would for the 9mm. I also wanted to do like I said, the damage for the clothing and the armor as well. And my computer, unfortunately, is kind of on its last legs. Its video card's burning out really bad, so it's actually struggling pretty bad to even do this stuff right now. But what I can show, I did make a Kevlar plate, and kind of want to demonstrate what's going to happen. So these red areas you see right here are areas that would be impacted by either a bullet or an explosion, a higher caliber round than the armor would be able to sustain, and basically I would have a shattering effect, as you can see here. Like I said, my computer's kind of struggling to be able to animate it properly. But again, if this was in a plate carrier or some kind of fabric, obviously the pieces wouldn't just fall to the ground. They'd have to go through that cloth first. But that just kind of gives you an idea of how the damage will work for that. Next, I want to talk about how that art and damage is going to affect the actual character in gameplay. Or briefly touch on it anyways. And the handicaps that I want to happen, I made because, like I said, my computer's having issues rendering 3ds Max, and apparently even opening an animated GIF. I made a short animated GIF, there it is, that kind of shows, as you saw right here, he has a very small stability problem, very basic, and then after the red flash you can see it drastically changes and goes into that big figure 8, which would just kind of be a handicap for, if the character gets hit in the upper body or in the arm, and then they would have that accuracy stability handicap. And obviously the greater the damage that they incur, the greater that handicap would be. And for something like a leg wound, they would have limping or slowed movement or something like that until the individual is healed, or they can wait long enough for the damage to recuperate. So I'd like to wrap it up by saying that the art quality here will drastically improve as my new laptop comes in, which I've ordered. I think it'll be here in about a week. And then also you can check for the updates on the website here at engelwraith86.wordpress.com, as I'll be posting all the updates on the website, and that's kind of where I'll be able to show the real power of what this is going to be, as opposed to kind of where the unfortunate part of where it is right now. So today I kind of went over what RealDmg is, what it proposes to be, how the art will be implemented for the effects, and kind of some of the technical aspects of the damage, and how I want the handicaps to work out. So thanks for watching, and again, for updates, check the website. Thanks again.